With the special session all but in the rearview mirror, Oklahoma's LGBTQ plus community is reacting to a restriction put into place limiting where a parent can take their transgendered child for treatment. Taylor Jackson reports on that community's reaction to the newly signed law.
By saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Remember,
all eyes have been on the legislature as they assembled for special session. The Senate appropriated more than $100 million to the University Hospital Authority under Senate Bill 3. The bill says nearly $40 million should be used to expand behavioral health care facilities at OU Children's Hospital. The bill also states that no money shall be budgeted or expended by the authority for the benefit of any facility owned by the university's hospital authority or University Hospitals Trust performing gender reassignment medical treatment. The Republican Party spent most of the year advocating for parent choice, causing many Democrats to question the bill.
So the procedure that we're talking about, the medical procedure, is a procedure that has to be requested and approved by the parents since the children to give consent for their children to have this treatment, do they not?
I believe that is correct at this particular facility we were talking about, yes.
So then you're saying that the majority of Oklahomans that disagree with this medical procedure disagree with parental choice?
No, I'm saying that there is sometimes a prevailing state interest in protecting people from life-altering decisions under the age of 18. We do that all the time.
Nicole McAfee is the executive director of Freedom Oklahoma. She says the organization attended Thursday's session.
We spent a lot of time up at the Capitol with medical students and medical providers who are impacted by that decision. And who really believe that, especially with an emergency, they can't sort of fulfill their Hippocratic oath and that they would in fact do a lot of harm if this is allowed to stand.
McAfee says that the LGBTQ community has remained vigilant for any possible anti-trans bills given recent trends in legislation.
I think that Freedom Oklahoma has been prepared for the possibility that a ban could move through the Oklahoma legislature. We've seen bans proposed on healthcare for trans youth for at least the last 3 sessions.
As the bill was considered, an emergency was added to the bill, which passed in both the House and the Senate, which allows the law to go into effect upon governor's signature. Governor Kevin Stitt signed Senate Bill 3 Wednesday afternoon and said in a statement that read in part, "By signing this bill today, we are taking the first step to protect children from permanent gender transition surgeries and therapies. It is wildly inappropriate for taxpayer dollars to be used for condoning, promoting, or performing these type of controversial procedures on healthy children."
This is a last-minute, disgraceful action by the legislature and by the Governor Stitt. It comes at the end of the year where we saw an increasing number of bills nationwide that directly target transgender youth and their access to gender-affirming care.
For example, Governor Kevin Stitt signed the Save Women's Sport Act, which requires student athletes to compete with the same sex as they were assigned at birth. Vivian Topping with Equality Federation contends the government should not be a part of these type of decisions.
This goes against the recommendations of doctors, medical associations, and the families of transgender youth when it comes to accessing life-saving care. And, I think at the end of the day, these important decisions are things that should be left to young people, their families, and their medical providers, not the government.
Governor Kevin Stitt is now calling for legislatures to ban all transition surgeries and hormone therapies in the state.
Further ban care is cruel, is hurtful, and comes from nothing but trying to use children, transgender children, as political pawns in a re-election campaign. And they are using this to secure the loyalty of a shared extremist base, and is putting our youngest and most vulnerable in the LGBTQ plus community at risk. And that is shameful and disgusting.
Topping says Oklahoma isn't the only state to pass a similar bill. There were more than 100 anti-transgender bills this year in the U.S.
In April, Alabama legislators passed one of the worst anti-transgender bills in the nation, making it a felony for transgender youth up to age 19 to access health care.
Freedom Oklahoma and other LGBTQ plus organizations are concerned how this will impact trans youth.
Based on the language, there's some question about will it disrupt their ability to even provide sort of basic counseling services to young folks who are transgender?
Suicide is the second leading cause of death amongst LGBTQ+ youth.
Things like puberty blockers are shown to have a 70% decrease in suicidality for young people because they sort of pause puberty as folks figure out their identity and their body and can figure out sort of what matches who they are.
Both McPhee and Topping say there are resources available for transgender youth and encourage others to be an ally for young people.
They can check out freedomoklahoma.org and look for information across social platforms at Freedom Oklahoma.
The second piece is by getting educated and understanding the truth about gender affirming care for transgender youth.